Well, thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Hoyt.
And I'm Faith Woodard. Some heavy storms made their way through the state over the weekend. Starting the week now, we're already looking ahead to the next potential system.
But we've got some time and great weather before we get there. Meteorologist Nathan Scott is in for Tom Brandon because he had to cover all those weekend storms. Nathan, what can we expect now from this new system?
Hey, Rolly. Welcome back, Faith. As you made your way out the door this morning, it felt like October across the region. The coolest air that we've seen so far this season. Temperatures dipped down into the 30s in Clinton, Arkadelphia. It was 46 here in Little Rock, 49 in Stuttgart. It was not 78 in Pine Bluff. Ignore that because obviously that's an error on the site right there. Temperatures right now are into the low to mid 70s across the area, 81 in Russellville. Great evening to enjoy the outdoors, although the sunset is now before 6:30. So we'll see clear skies early, but clouds will filter in while you're sleeping tonight as a weak front passes its way through. Does not have much moisture to work with, but there could be an isolated shower, especially into southeast Arkansas. With the clouds around, temperatures will not be as cool. I think we'll start off our Tuesday primarily into the mid 50s, but Tuesday we'll see a breeze from the northwest, 10-20 miles per hour. Temperatures warming up into the mid 70s. More nice weather is on the way before things turn sour. Looks like just in time for the weekend. More on that forecast coming up.
All right, Nathan, thanks. Tonight, the federal government shutdown is in its 20th day. The Senate reconvened to hold its 11th vote to try and fund the government.
Last week's vote fell short of the 60 votes needed to advance. Republicans and Democrats have been at odds as Democrats have pushed for negotiations over health care tax credits to be included in a funding measure.
20 days since the Democrats recklessly shut down the United States government. And the Democrats are making some very costly history here. Don't lose that in all that's happening. This is now the third longest shutdown in history.
House Speaker Mike Johnson there, he says he would bring the House back into session if the Senate passes a bill to pay federal employees and military service members who've continued to work during the shutdown. Democrats in the Senate have been frustrated, saying that President Trump and Republicans have refused to negotiate anything in a potential bill. One of the negotiating points has been extending tax breaks that make health insurance plans affordable. But if they can't reach a deal on that, the shutdown could make running an ambulance service unaffordable.
Ambulance operators say that they halted payments and the payments have left ambulance services in a huge bind. Tonight, THV11's Maya Ellison breaks down what this means for communities across the state.
Day 20 of the government shutdown, and for Arkansas's first responders, it's not Washington they're watching. It's how the shutdown could impact how quickly help arrives when someone calls 911.
Well, the current crisis that the ambulance industry is facing in this government shutdown is a little bit unprecedented.
Ken Kelly with the Arkansas Ambulance Association says most ambulance services in Arkansas depend on Medicare, between 50 and 60% of their revenue. But the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, stopped processing claims during the shutdown.
Basically, providers are now receiving reduced payments. We're actually receiving no payments currently. The units may not be able to be staffed because the service can't afford to do critical maintenance to keep them roadworthy to respond in their communities.
For rural communities, it's an even heavier hit. Add-on Medicare payments, which help smaller towns offset lower call volumes, expired September 30th. That means longer response times, fewer available ambulances, and more strain on fire and police.
It's going to be a tremendous administrative burden. So our first responders would have to be on the scene longer, waiting on the transport ambulance to arrive. And then there are certain added costs to them. This also will impact our hospitals. It could cause longer transfer times in getting patients to the definitive care of a specialist that they might need.
Kelly says many ambulance services are pulling from cash reserves just to stay open. But if the shutdown continues, the impact could go beyond inconvenience.
And like any other business, if they don't have the cash to operate, they close their doors. That leaves that community with a gap. So I would just encourage every citizen to be engaged with what's going on in your ambulance service. Talk to your ambulance provider, talk to your health leaders in your community, and let them know that EMS is an essential, vital service, needs to be properly funded because we are there for the community.
In Valonia, Maya Ellison, THV11 News.
And Maya, thank you. CMS initially put a hold on all Medicare ambulance claims, but quickly walked that back last week. And now Kelly says that slows down the crisis for local operators, but it'll start to pinch the cash flow if the shutdown drags on.
Getting college ready just got a bit easier for students in the Little Rock School District. Through a new partnership with UA Little Rock, students can earn college credit and potentially an associate's degree while finishing high school. This morning, the district and university unveiled the new program that gives them a head start on their post-secondary education and reduces college costs. One student says he's already benefited from it.
When I was a freshman, I didn't know anything about concurrent credit. I had just gotten to Parkview, and I knew about AP classes. I knew I needed to take those, but concurrent credit is a new thing that helped me build more education in higher education courses like UALR. And it's helpful to see a whole associate's degree be given to us in such a small time.
The students will get a college transcript for their concurrent credit courses, just like they would if they attended college. And they can then take that transcript and transfer those college credit hours to any accredited university in the country. A
major computer outage bringing problems to companies, governments, and universities all around the world. Amazon's cloud computing service started experiencing widespread problems overnight. You might have been logged out of your Amazon account or Audible account. That's when you might have noticed it. But Snapchat, Reddit, Venmo all reported issues too. There's no indication a cyber attack, though, caused the outage. Now, Amazon also owns Ring LLC, the company behind your smart doorbell. Ring is partnering now with a public safety software company called Flock Safety. They're creating a community request feature that will allow police departments to request camera footage from the doorbells or other smart devices. Ring says that it's a feature you're free to opt in or out of, saying that you still have control over the videos your cameras record. And the company is already involved in partnerships here in the Little Rock with the LRPD and its real-time crime center.
Just as fast as artificial intelligence grows, so do the safety concerns that surround it. Some states are putting in laws to regulate AI chatbots.
And Maribel Gonzalez spoke to one mom who says her son would be alive today if those rules had come earlier.
Megan Garcia says she wants parents to know about the risk with AI chatbots, which can take on like human texts and human voices. She says these kinds of interactions make it difficult for minors just like her son to distinguish between what is real and what is not. This new legislation would mandate the technology to remind its users that those chatbot responses are artificially generated. Megan Garcia says her 14-year-old son, Sewell Setzer III, loved to make people laugh.
He was handy with a quick joke for sure.
But in 2023, she noticed a change.
He was more withdrawn, isolating himself in his bedroom, and he wasn't opening up. In February of 2024, he took his own life in our home.
The Florida mother believed an AI chatbot was to blame.
He had been engaging with an AI chatbot over numerous months, and those conversations were both romantic and sexual. He was in a situation where a chatbot was manipulating him.
Garcia is suing the company behind Character AI, alleging the company did not do enough to prevent Setzer from developing a relationship with a chatbot and did not adequately respond when Setzer began expressing thoughts of self-harm, according to the lawsuit. Character AI would not comment on the pending litigation, but say they have introduced new features, including self-harm resources and features focused on the safety of minor users.
We need to protect our kids and our teens and our families from the excesses of this new technology.
California Governor Gavin Newsom signed SB 243. Led by State Senator Steve Padilla, this legislation will require chatbot operators to implement safeguards around interactions with AI.
We have to rapidly rise to meet the challenge to not miss a window to provide reasonable safeguards.
Character AI says that they will comply with these new laws and that they're working with lawmakers on legislation in this emerging space. Now, they also say they consult with external experts focused on teenage safety online. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
A rescue dog that's training to be an important resource for an Arkansas Police Department. What makes this pup different from your usual K-9 officers?
And we're starting off the work week on a dry note, but going into Friday and into the weekend, wet weather makes a comeback, and some of this rain will be heavy at times. I'll let you know how much rain we could see, and also if there's any concern for severe weather coming up.
And here's a look at what's coming up tonight on the THV 11 Plus app. Remember, you can download the streaming platform for free to your smart TV. Watch great content streaming 24/7, or catch your favorites on demand. We'll be right back.